Hello, my name is Savannah Hilton and I'm a web development major at UVU, and this is my mock interview.
Tell us about yourself.
Okay, I want to start by saying how excited I am about this web developer role. I would really love to work at this company, and I believe that my experience and people skills and passion will make me a really good fit for this. But just about myself, I started coding when I was a kid. I really enjoyed Scratch as a little kid, created by MIT, but I developed a real interest in actual coding in high school, and I started as a computer science major at USU, and then I wanted to find something that was a bit more creative and a better fit for me, but still having that coding and that challenge. So I switched my major to web design and development at UVU. And I really love how coding provides a puzzle and a challenge with each new project. I do prefer front-end development specifically because I love the visual aspect of coding and making a good design. And I also love user experience and how it can help make the product better, and incorporating that with coding. But I've really enjoyed UVU. I feel like it teaches a lot of hands-on experience, which is very useful in the field. And because of my studies and my experience, I've had a chance to work in groups and learn about practical applications. And so I believe that my studies and where I have had a hands-on experience have made me a very good fit for your team. And I hope I can show you how my background and approach to front development would make me a really great addition to your team.
What is the value of front-end development?
That's a great question. Front-end development is very important. It brings together multiple inputs to create one well-made product. So being a developer requires skills related to multiple aspects. One, being able to work with the back-end developers, so you can make the front-end coding and the back-end coding work together. And they need to be able to have that problem solving, that logic. They also need to be able to work with the user experience UX designers, so that they can create user-friendly designs. This requires empathy and ability to focus on the user and to understand user experience research methods and the importance of sketches, wireframes, and service comps. They also need to be able to work well with the client, so they need to be able to explain their designs, negotiate, understand the client's point of view, and be able to explain why we would create a product the way we do. It's also important to be able to keep on current trends of web development and to have a familiarity with front-end development tools and frameworks, and be able to keep up with the times.
Tell us about one of your projects.
Okay, I would love to. One of my favorite projects I've done recently was my dad. He needed a website for his new company that he had an idea for called Carnelian Water Services. And the idea behind this company was just to be able to offer the service of providing salt pallets to replace the used ones for people's salt water softening system. That's something that is used in Utah and states similar that have hard water. So he would just bring the salt pallets for that. And so he wanted to be able to publicize this new company and use QR codes and share it quickly and show what the costs are and explanation of what he does, where he's based, and how to contact him. So first off, I went over with him what this company does, how it works, and just got a better understanding of what he was going for with his company so I could represent that on the website. I created sketches with him after talking about what he wanted on the website. Sketches to show, oh, is this what the website you had in mind is? This is why I think this would be a good idea. And we considered his audience as well, including the older people that might need help lifting those heavy things, and maybe the dads that want to take a break. So after understanding that, I was able to work with my cousin Brett, who is a graphic designer. He created the logos and the front design of the website, and then I created the designs of the other pages. But he had the color schemes and the fonts. And so I was able to work with my cousin and my dad to create this website, and it turned out being very beautiful, very clear and simple. I learned a lot about working with others. Working with my cousin was great. Pleasing the client, my dad was very particular, and being able to flesh out an idea. And I was able to learn a lot from this project and have a better idea of how to do this in the future. So this was a great opportunity. Thank you so much for interviewing me.